After 7 years of Caterpillar shareholder meeting disruption, of people going to the Caterpillar meetings in Chicago to protest, to disrupt, to really dominate the meetings, this year they announced they're going to go to Little Rock, Arkansas instead. So we chased them out. They can run, but they cannot hide. We will continue. Hampshire College, of course, became the first U.S. college to divest. And it's inspired many, many more. Campus divestment has exploded around this country. Even just this spring, we have Vermont, we have Colorado, we have West Coast, we have Arizona, we have DePaul, we have Princeton. I mean, it's too many to name. And give me a cheer if you're working on campus divestment right now. And one of the most exciting campaigns, especially as we talk about coalition building and this struggle fitting into the larger struggle of anti-racism and global justice, of course, is the awesome new campaign, the Mock Walls campaign. How many people have heard about this? It's really awesome. Making those connections between the apartheid wall in Palestine and the wall on the U.S.-Mexico border that has contributed to countless deaths of Mexicans and the racist policies that go along with that. And so I really salute the people in Arizona and students actually around the country working on this campaign. Arizona is also targeting, University of Arizona is also targeting Caterpillar and Motorola, the continuation of the CAT campaign. There's also a lot of connections being made with Elbit, an Israeli arms firm, and their participation in the wall, in the apartheid wall in Palestine, and also on the U.S.-Mexico border. And Elbit is one of many targets that have been really popular and very successful in Europe. For example, Elbit has been targeted by numerous European pension funds. This is huge. This is huge. And I mean, every time I open my email, there's like a new victory coming out. Huge, huge victories. The other day it was Deutsche Bahn. I don't know if you guys heard about it. Deutsche Bahn, unable to now work with Israel on a Tel Aviv-Jerusalem light rail. I mean, really. Which is a company that is involved in servicing apartheid roads and servicing settlements, that has, I believe, lost more than $10 billion in contracts due to the incredible work of European solidarity activists. And bringing it all back here, these are Elbit, Veolia, Motorola, Caterpillar are 4 of the 5, the Fitness Northrop Grumman, companies that are involved, that are a part of the TIAA-CREF divestment campaign. How many people here have heard about the TCREF campaign? This is a great campaign with a lot of potential that's been spearheaded by Jewish Voice for Peace, but people around the country are taking it on, and that's what's needed. TIAA-CREF is one of the largest funds of its kind, a retirement fund, and they claim to be socially responsible, but are involved in are invested in all kinds of companies involved in the occupation, and that's why we're going to hold them to their words, and we're going to force them to divest from these 5 companies. We're going to demand that they divest, and this would be an incredible win. It would be an economic win in addition to a symbolic one. So I salute you if you're involved in the TCREF campaign. I myself, locally in St. Louis, am doing all I can because this is a campaign I really believe in. Minnesota Break the Bonds campaign. Anyone here from Minnesota? Well, we salute you, Minnesota. You're not here. And of course, we can't forget the campaign for academic and cultural boycott. I believe this is really Israel's weak spot. This is Israel's weak spot. And actually, recently it was the University of Johannesburg that made history, severing ties with Israel. And then, of course, cultural boycott taking off with Carlos Santana, Roger Waters, the Pixies, all standing up in favor of cultural boycott, if not actually implementing it themselves. So this is huge, and this is freaking Israel out, let me tell you. And then, of course, we forget the Ahava campaign. How many people here have done actions around the Ahava campaign? Boycott. Yes, awesome. Keep it up. Code Pink is something special. I have a soft spot for Code Pink and keeping things fresh and fun, but also grounded in why we're doing this. Flash mobs. How many people have done flash mobs? And Central Station. We did one yesterday. Obviously not before, but we did a flash mob in Union Station yesterday. Stay tuned to see it when it comes out. And then, of course, one of the most creative ways of resisting Israeli brutality is refusing to let Israel continue its siege on the people of Gaza. Of course, all of these things come at a price, and we've seen the crackdown on anti-war activists with FBI raids and the deliverance of subpoenas to anti-war activists to appear before grand juries simply because they are trying to implement international law and basic human rights, and we stand in solidarity with them. And other suffering the consequences. 11 students at Irvine, University of California at Irvine, who stood up and disrupted a speech by Ambassador Michael Lauren. Who are now facing charges that could land them in jail, and we stand with the 11, and there's all kinds of creative actions surrounding that struggle as well. And then, of course, in addition to challenging Michael Oren, we've had some challenging of Bibi Netanyahu himself by young Jews and proud. Ray, where are you? We love you, we're inspired by you. And of course, I hope most of you guys at least saw the video of the disruption of the meeting where Netanyahu was speaking. There's also campaigns for breaking the law of return to say that in solidarity with or as part of the BDS movement. As part of the BDS movement, we as Jews refuse to accept this right of return to a place where the people who actually have a birthright, the Palestinian refugees, are denied their fundamental right, that it's absurd that we should be given a right that the indigenous people of the land are denied. As the JNF continues to plan over Palestinian villages and then invite us to go live there, we reject this. And one of the best campaigns happening today is the JNF, the Jewish National Fund, that is so involved in this tree planting. So I just want to end with a couple of quotes. This is by Howard Kaur, director of AIPAC. It's a quote from 2009 at the policy conference. And he said, BDS is entering the American mainstream, an ordinary political discourse on our TV and radio talk shows, in the pages of our major newspapers, and in countless blogs and town hall meetings on campuses and city squares in LA and Fort Lauderdale and Chicago, a constant and unrelenting struggle. A week or so ago, Israeli Defense Minister Ehud Barak said of BDS, quote, BDS, quote, will start coming at us like a glacier from all corners. He didn't say, we are afraid that it will start coming at us. He didn't say, maybe it will start. It will start coming at us. This is happening. This is happening, and they know that it is. And the one thing I would disagree with Barak, okay, sorry, I get excited. I'm sorry if I'm blasting your ears. The one thing that I would disagree with Barak about is that I don't think it's a glacier. I think it's a snowball. I think it's a snowball that is gathering momentum and will continue gathering momentum. And man, once it gathers enough momentum and keeps rolling and keeps getting bigger and bigger, watch it go. Watch it go. It's going to happen.